Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids, and welcome to the test server where today I'm bringing you the first ever look at hard mode dungeons. They are here, and I've got teams for every single hard mode dungeon. We're going to go and take a look at them. The teams that I have found that are successful, that work so far. I've been tinkering away for a little bit. So yeah, I hope that you're going to enjoy the video. Give it a thumbs up if you do. And without any further ado, let's dive in. Let's start off with Fire Knight. So, I actually thought that Fire Knight would be the most difficult one when we saw these revealed initially. Believe it or not, I've actually found this to be the easiest dungeon. I can't believe it either. This is the team that we're going to be using. So you Carl the Scourge, Krutraxa, Farrakhan the Fat, Lydia, and Gory. So a pretty accessible team on the whole with two epics, Clan Chop Legendary, Faction War Legendary. Obviously need to beat Faction Wars, but this is the hardest dungeon in the game, like stage 10 of hard. So it's going to be a bit tough. Krutraxa is very difficult to get, but I think she's very replaceable by champions like Foley and probably Rhonda. She's in there to take down the shield. Let me show you what I've done. So yeah, we theory crafted this team up and I threw it together and it just worked. It just worked turn one. Time one that I tried it, actually time two. We had a problem with Farrakhan the first time, which I'll explain. So yeah, improving the stats on these champions should help a bunch as well. For example, I think that generally speaking, these dungeons seem to be tuned sort of like the Top of Doom Tower Hard or like Brutal Nightmare Hydra. So you're typically looking at about 250 speed on the bosses and probably about 350 accuracy plus. So like your Carl's a bit under geared here. Like he doesn't have much crit damage or anything. I didn't re-gear him. I just threw him in and it worked for this one. So yeah, anyway, what we do with Carl, we're going to turn off his A3, but open with this for the freeze. This is going to help us take down wave 1, which is really good. So that 75% chance to freeze, 100% if they've got high turn meter. We want him again to do the AoE freeze on wave 2. This is going to get us through the waves. And then we're turning off his A2, make sure he has that ready. We get to the boss, open with his double hitter to help with the shield, and then priority 1 on the decrease speed and freeze debuff. That is going to help keep the turn meter of the Fire Knight down. Priority 2 on the freeze over here. We've got Krutraxa in. She has a 4-hitter A1 and then an extra turn single hitter A2 as well. So potentially 5 hits when we get to the boss, and works really well with ally attack. She is there to help take down the shield. Like I said, champions like Rhonda or Foley, good multi-hitter champions could be a good supplement instead. But I had a Krutraxa, I threw her in and she's worked really well. We've got Farrakhan the Fat. He is in for this ally attack, and that increased crit rate actually will help you in crit damage. Get a bit more damage out of your team as well. But he's an epic champion, which is great. With the 4-turn cooldown, we're going to just turn that off, make sure that we have it ready for the boss. This is to help take down the shield at the start. And now here's an important tip with Farrakhan in particular. You need to turn off Brand of Shame, okay? This will fill up, because the boss won't get any turns. This will fill up his debuff bar with burns and poisons, well, with poisons. When his bar is full with poisons, you cannot place any more freezes. And if you can't place those freezes, you can't push the turn meter back. It's kind of weird because you never see the freeze debuff on the boss, I don't think. But yeah, you need to be careful with that. I did fail this the first time I tried. It was going amazing. I was going, wow, this has worked first time. The boss was almost dead. The debuff bar got filled up by Farrakhan, and then suddenly the turn meter just kept going up. I went, uh-oh. Gory then, epic champion. No one has ever used this champion before, and he comes in as an MVP here because of this Frost Jutsu, 3-turn cooldown, triple hit at random. Each hit books to 100% chance to freeze. This keeps the turn meter down. We're going to open with his double hitter for the shield, and then we're going to go into priority 1 on Frost Jutsu. We're going to turn Frost Jutsu off on the waves just to make sure that he has it ready to go. I forgot to build him in a reflex set, so you probably don't need to turn Frostbreaker off on the boss. But hey, it doesn't really matter. I would try to be building him in reflex. I was just trying to crank his accuracy and speed high to make sure that this worked, and it did. Then we've got Lydia. She's going to speed up our wave clearing and give us increased speed as well when we're against the boss. But yeah, decreased defense weaken, and then the increased speed is essentially what we're looking for. So she'll open with that, but we'll turn it off. Then same thing, wave 2, open with it, but turn it off. We're going to turn off our A3 on wave 2 as well. And then we come to the boss. We're going to open with the A3 for the double hitter. And then she's going to go into the decreased defense weaken and increased speed. So that's how the team works. Fingers crossed it works first time. Let's go. There can be a little bit of randomness. You can get a little unlucky, but for the most part, this has worked. I did a bunch of test runs this morning and it worked just fine. And then I sat down to record this video and we failed. So I had to redo it. So hopefully that doesn't happen. You can see that we're super squishy, right? That Venus got one hit in and we're almost dead. So that is where some of that randomness comes in because your Carl is not going to have the 100% chance to freeze when he's on that first turn. Wave 2 is a bit trickier as well because we've got Riho Bone Spear. So you can see she reflects those debuffs back. We actually resisted because Lydia's got lots of resistance for Hydra. But that's scary because she can come in, she can cleanse these debuffs. But here we go. Your Carl comes in and it's tuned in there. So he comes in with a Glaciate on his second turn. Their turn meter's all high, so he's got that 100% chance to freeze. He locks them out. Most importantly, he locks out the Riho, so she can't remove those debuffs, heal up the enemy team, place block debuffs, and basically make us die, essentially. And yeah, we just finish off Riho. Shouldn't take too long. She can't really do much. She missed her turn because of fear from Lydia. And we are to the boss. 21 points on the shield. So, double hit from Lydia. Double hit from Gory. Ally attack comes in, brings it down to 8, which is huge. Double hit from Yakarl. And we get a single hit on the quad hit from Krutraxa. Lydia knocks down the shield and puts decreased defense weaken speed on everybody. We had the triple freeze from Gory. And then we've got the decreased speed and freeze from Yakarl. I think Yakarl comes in with a freeze again. I have found this to be not 100% consistent. And again, higher speeds could help here because I don't have reflex set. But if Yakarl doesn't land a freeze on Glaciate and then he doesn't land freeze on his A1, that can get a bit rough. You could see the turn meter there actually with the ally attack. And then look at this, the turn meter's just gone. So this has worked absolutely beautiful. And you can see the turn meter's all down there right now. But it's the start of this that is tricky. Just because Yakarl is not guaranteed to freeze on his A3 or his A1. And if you get just an unlucky 3% resist on Gory, it can go a bit rough. So that's where boosting up our stats would make this better. But yeah, it took us, what was it, about 1 minute or so to get through the waves, something like that. The boss will take a while to beat. This is definitely where he's got the passive, where, yeah, the more awakening levels you have, the more damage you do to the boss. So that's going to make a pretty big difference because I don't have any awakened champions. I don't have any empowered champions. And as you start getting this better gear from farming these hard mode dungeons, you should do it faster as well. And you could definitely, I think you could definitely tune this in some interesting ways too. Like because we've got Farrakhan who's giving us crit rate, we could build champs at 70% crit rate. I could obviously put better gear on them. Like I said, this team doesn't have actually that crazy gear. But there you go, about 3 minutes. Oh, I was hoping we get it under the 3, not quite. But yeah, about 3 minutes. There we go, 3:04. My best time was 2:58. We've taken down hard mode Fire Knight with this team. You can see the damage numbers here. The Krutraxa really pumps damage against the boss. She really does. But anyone like Rhonda, basically someone with Giant Killer, is going to do that for you. So there you go. Let me show you how I built these champions. Let's make sure we've got them all here. We do. So Yakarl he's got accuracy and cruel. So he's in really, I have not re-geared him. Like he's got this random affinity breaker chest that does have triple roll of speed. That's why he's got that. But he is coming in. I put him, he's got 5.7k attack, 210% crit damage, actually quite low, 224 speed, 333 accuracy. So I would be saying, I'm pretty sure you're going to want his accuracy to be higher, like 350. Probably want his speed to be a bit higher. It's going to be one of those things with min-maxing this, I'm not sure. You know, do you go for more damage to kill the boss faster? Or if you just want to make sure you can take it down, then the crit rate or the crit damage and the attack isn't so important, but the speed and the accuracy will really help. For his masteries, I built him like this. It's probably going to be faster if you give him War Master. I have him with Helm Smasher right now, and you could probably send him down this support tree as well. He's not getting attacked. I actually didn't change his masteries for this. I didn't even look at them, to be honest. He just worked first time. So yeah, I would probably be sending him down the support tree for more accuracy. And just to get a bit more out of it, right? And maybe War Master for killing the boss faster. Lydia, she's coming in. I've rebuilt for Hydra, so she's got War Master here, and like so. And she is coming in with, she's got really high resistance for Hydra. That obviously isn't needed here at all. But she's got 400 accuracy, which is clearly plenty, and 266 speed. And then the defensive stats don't matter because they're never really attacked. Krutraxa is in a divine critical rate set. That's it. She's in absolutely terrible gear, 5-star weapon, but it worked. So she has 5k attack, 98% crit. She does have high enough crit damage, 248. And then randomly a good chunk of resistance. I don't know why. 199 speed. But she does so much damage really because of her multi-hits and Giant Slayer. It's kind of what's going on there. So that's basically what we've done with her. Give her a chance to get back to her extra hit a bit faster, I suppose. The masteries don't matter too much. I think it's really all about that Giant Slayer for the damage with her, or with Rhonda as well. Farrakhan actually doesn't have masteries. I didn't realize that. Whoops. Whoops. Anyway, so he has no masteries. He is fast though, 254 speed, and he has 386 accuracy. And I don't think the rest is really that important. Then Gory, I forgot to build him in Reflex. He's in triple perception. I think Reflex is better. But Perception clearly works as well. His gear's not fully rolled up. He's coming in 256 speed and 400 accuracy. So I'm trying to get him fast. And I wanted to make sure he had enough accuracy. I wasn't sure how much you needed for this. I think 350 might be good. 400 is definitely good. And for his masteries, he is coming in like this. Maybe Giant Slayer would do more. I gave him War Master. I actually don't know. Maybe Giant Slayer's better with him. But yeah, those are the masteries for Gory. So there you go. That was Team 1. That was Fire Knight. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed that. Let's dive into the next one then. Next up, we have the Spider's Den. This one took me a long time to work out. This is the team that we're running, which I think is pretty fun. Let me tell you, if you skip the Moranix fusion, you're going to be kicking yourself right now. She is amazing for this. Absolutely amazing. So we're going to have Prince Kaimar come in, open with his A1, and then he's going to reset our skills. We're going to have Brogni come in. He is going to give us increased attack, block debuffs, and a shield. This is going to make sure the spider actually hits pretty hard. It's going to make sure we survive that. It's going to give us increased attack to up our damage. And the spider can put you to sleep as well. Block debuffs will stop that. So Brogni's kind of insane here. We've got Lanicus. The tough thing you'll see when we get to this spider, the spider is very fast. She is in here for ally attack for more damage and for the turn meter boost. That's very important. I'm pretty sure the spider has 250 speed. I'm pretty sure. It's very difficult to get your nukers to hit hard enough while being 250 speed. So that's what she's there to help with. We've got Moranix in. She's going to come in with decreased defense and Hex AoE. Got about 350 accuracy, 240 speed. So we need that speed boost to make her fast enough. She's got some damage. Then we've got Herndig. He's going to be going in priority 1 with Stasis Strike, 240 speed, about 300 accuracy, and some damage. So we don't have crazy gear here. And yeah, but let's dive in. Let's see how this works. I am excited. I haven't tried any of the Supreme champions. I do think Supreme Elhain could work, bringing an aura and replacing Herndig. But there we go. We've got the A1 from Kaimar, shield from him, ally attack for a bit of damage to the boss. Then Moranix comes in, decreased defense, Hex, and boom! Massive hit from Herndig. Absolutely shreds the boss. There is a trick to this, which I'll explain in a second. Kaimar resets. We get another ally attack in. And we go again. We actually do A2 with Brogni for a bit of extra damage. We actually have the Stasis Strike there. It went a bit wonky. I'm not sure why exactly. That's probably a mastery problem. Herndig outsped her. It's a bit random sometimes. But yeah, look at this. Moranix doing so much damage. What is happening here? There's some weird stuff happening with Hex. That's what's happening. What I can tell you is I was trying this team with Herndig and Moranix with Helm Smasher, and it wasn't working. I switched them both to War Master, and suddenly it works nearly all the time. Yeah, we might need to tweak the masteries a bit. So Moranix is supposed to go first both times. She's 1 speed faster than Herndig. I'm not entirely sure why it switched. I think there's been some really weird stuff happening with like when enemies die from Hex. So there we go. Again, you can see we just blow him up. The boss takes so much damage. I'm telling you guys, we literally, when I switched them to War Master, I think the War Master redistributing through Hex, it literally went from doing about this, like that much of the boss's health to that much. We do literally about double damage. It is insane. Here we go. This is what's supposed to happen. We just repeat kaboom and he's all dead. 34, 35 seconds every time. Bam. Amazing. So yeah, this is all about Hex and War Master. Moranix MVP. Absolute MVP. So if we look at the champions that we use, how I built them. So Kaimar. I actually need to rebuild Kaimar. The reason is he needs War Master as well. War Master does so much damage. So much damage. It's actually crazy here. So I actually think, and Kaimar's not as good in PvP as he was. So I'm actually thinking of rebuilding Kaimar with like full crit rate and some damage and stuff like that, dropping his accuracy a bit. He wants to have good high speed to get your reset in. He's really good because of the turn meter boost. I think you could bring another reset champion instead. Especially because Moranix only has a 3-turn cooldown here, so you could use Renegade. Herndig has 2 AoEs, or you could use, I think Supreme Elhain would work well too and give you an aura. So yeah, I don't think you need Kaimar, but he's helpful because of the turn meter boost for sure. And his AoE A1 actually helps a lot. But yeah, that's how I built Kaimar. Brogni, he's coming in. He just basically needs good speed. That's sort of it. I think if you were min-maxing this, you could give him more damage, would help. But I've got him with high HP. 256 speed, and he does have a bolster set, which is just going to help us stay alive. For his masteries, he's got pretty standard Brogni type masteries. Moranix, MVP. She's come in with War Master and these masteries. And yeah, we've got her in perception and speed. So she wants to have enough accuracy to land her debuffs, and she needs to be fast. Then I try to get her with damage. I was actually trying Farrakhan the Fat initially, which is why she's at 70%. Probably better to be 100%. I don't know how much this matters. I think the really important thing is you definitely want her to land those debuffs, and she needs to be fast to do it. So yeah, we'll see. But there's definitely some min-maxing there. She's not ascended or anything. We've got Herndig coming in triple perception. This is the Herndig I use for Dark Fae. So he's come in with 5k attack, 238% crit damage, 241 speed. He does have some accuracy, but I don't think it's that important. You just need someone to hit hard. Like I said, Supreme Elhain could be a really good replacement. I'm going to test her soon and I'll let you know. And his masteries, again, War Master is essential. I think that this Whirlwind of Death is maybe what was throwing off the tune a little bit right there. That might be it. Anyway, then we've got Lanicus, who's got War Master again. And she's come in, she's got Reflex, though it doesn't matter for this because she's going to be reset by Kaimar anyway. And she has 254 speed, so she does need to be fast. That's the important thing. She needs the speed so that she can turn meter boost. You need someone to turn meter boost. One thing to note is that you wouldn't get a second ally attack out of her if you're using Renegades. That's the one thing to watch out for, right? Because Kaimar gives you turn meter, and he will actually reset this successfully. I'm not sure 100% if it works without that, but yeah, there you go. That was the Spider team. Took me a while to work that one out. But yeah, Hex and War Master, and boom, 30 seconds. You can't really complain doing that for Spider 10. Next up, we got Dragon. Next up is Dragon. So going in once again to stage 10, and this is the team that we're using. So again, I think this like high crit rate Kaimar, so we can land poisons every time, would be ideal. But yeah, so here we go. We're going to bring in Nishak Verminlord. He's going to be our MVP right here. He comes in with AoE bombs, and then decrease attack, detonating the bombs and turning them into poisons, more bombs on his A1. So he is just going to be pretty much same thing. He should just be priority like this, I guess, the whole way through. Priority 1, priority 2, very simple. Kaimar, we're just going to turn off his moves here. He's going to open with his reset on wave 2. And yeah, the nice thing about Kaimar here, actually, I think this is really good because he can strip buffs. And the boss gives himself increased attack. So we do actually want to let Kaimar remove buffs for the boss. We're going to have him open with his A1 and then strip the increased attack off the dragon on his second turn. It's going to be pretty good. We're going to bring in Elenarl then, and she is going to be doing the Smolder combust. You know, just because I'm not sure if this matters, let me just turn this to default. I'm getting paranoid now. It worked before. Let's just leave it. So she's going to open with Smolder and then combust all the way through. She brings a burn that can't be resisted. And yeah, the poisons will do good damage to the boss. And blowing up all the poisons that Nishak places against the boss should hopefully speed us up as well. We've got Pythion, just for safety. He's to keep us alive. He's to revive us if someone dies. Reduce our damage with his passive. And then we've got Mithrala, who again is there to keep us alive. We're actually going to have her open with her Sigil of Toxic Glory on the 2 waves. The reason is to give increased attack to Nishak to make his bombs hit harder. And then she can do whatever on the boss. She's there to keep us alive. So let's go. Here we go. Let's dive into Dragon. Dragon is actually a bit harder than I thought. It hits pretty hard. So there we go. Wave 1. We're going to put out the Hex. The Hex isn't too important. We just want that increased attack. Nishak decreasing the duration of those bombs. We've got some poisons out. Elenarl combust, which mostly kills them. And then the bombs will pretty much do the rest. There we go. They take some turns. The bombs are doing their job. And yeah, so pretty quick through the wave. Just Nishak as beast and Elenarl still absolutely amazing here as well. There's the increased attack. Here we go. Round 2, bombs. Reduce their cooldown. She blows up some poisons. And this is where, you know, Kaimar pacing out some extra poisons with having a guaranteed poison placement from critting on his A1 would be kind of nice. She dies to the bombs. She dies to the bombs. And we're to the dragon pretty quick, right? About 45 seconds or so. We get some poisons out. We actually have the hex good to go. We get absolutely smacked. Look at that. It's a big smack from the dragon. Nishak is placing some of his stuff there. We strip off the increased attack. We get a bit of a shield there from Mithrala. And what I actually found to be a little bit tricky against this boss is he's pretty quick. So I was finding when I was running this the first time that Nishak was actually being outsped by the dragon. And he keeps resetting your turn meter when he activates his extra skill. But you can see this boss hits pretty hard. He's not messing around. The damage you take is pretty rough. So that's why we've got Pythion and Mithrala in there to try keep us alive. But we've got such consistent damage from the burns, the poisons, the bombs, from Elenarl and from Nishak that we should be taking this guy down pretty much no problem. But yeah, it's tougher. As you can see, this one is tougher than the others, I have to say. I do think it's tougher. We get the revive and the dragon goes down. There you go, 141. Fastest for me was 133. I actually thought, shockingly, this was kind of tough because the boss, it just hits hard. The dragon is way more dangerous now than he used to be. I'd kind of assumed that, you know, Pythion and Mithrala would make it kind of an easy breeze, just stroll through, but it still beats you up. It kind of beats you up a lot, but we got through. Elenarl, 7 million damage, Nishak with 5 million. They're just such a good combo. It's very consistent damage for the boss. And yeah, you take it down. So if we show you the builds for these champions, let's take a look. Again, reminder, guys, give the video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. We're doing all of the dungeons in one go, which is kind of crazy. So Nishak, let's look at him first. Nishak, he's coming in triple perception. So he's actually quite low speed. So this is what to watch out for. He is low speed, and that might be a problem. I'm not 100% sure, so you might need to switch him into speed boots because you will start getting outsped by the dragon, and that can be kind of scary. He gets his turn meter pushed back. But I found when I put him with Elenarl, the two of them together are putting out enough consistent damage to keep the dragon controlled and killed. So here we go. Again, high attack, 6.6k, 230 speed, 400 accuracy. Quite intensive on the stats, to be honest. This works for Bommel as well, and he's coming in with like support masteries, higher chance to place his bombs. You could maybe give him Master Hexer, actually, make his poisons longer. I don't know if that matters. I do have him with War Master. You could possibly run Giant Slayer as well, but I think War Master is good for the waves. I don't know. We've got Mithrala, so she's coming in arena masteries and sort of an arena build with Stone Skin and Perception. Arguably, you could totally run her. She'd be better with War Master. It would do more damage, but she's great. Some backup poisons for the boss as well, which is cool. And yeah, she is running 254 speed, high accuracy resistance, high defensive stats. She's there really to just keep us alive. She does have Brimstone, which is quite useful here. 2-star awakened. So yeah, I think Brimstone, we haven't seen it too much. We saw it on that dragon a bit. It will make a pretty big difference to some of these bosses. Kaimar we've talked about already. I think it would be better to build him with crit rate so he's more consistent landing poisons and just get more poisons out there. And he doesn't need this much accuracy. So I think a PvE Kaimar could be great. I've already redone his masteries on the test server to get War Master to up his damage some more. And again, just give him a better chance of poison and extending it. Is it 100% chance? That's 100%. I don't know why I gave him. He doesn't need this sniper. That's a complete waste. Whoops. Mistakes were made. Oh, well. Pythion, he's coming in with just masteries to keep him alive, more resistance. Yeah, just sort of arena masteries. His resistance for me is a bit low. Should really be like 700 for arena, but it is what it is. Got him pretty decent speed. And yeah, just sort of defensive. Keep your team alive, basically. Works just fine. And Elenarl then is coming in with 370 accuracy, 252 speed. So I did crank her speed up from what I'd been running her before, just to make sure she'd be faster than the boss. And her mastery, she's got War Master. She has extended poisons. And yeah, that's basically Elenarl. So there you go. That was the dragon team. Final dungeon then for us to look at in today's video is the Ice Golem, which I found to be the toughest. And I haven't done that much on it, but this is the team I've thrown together that has worked. What I tried to do, first of all, was to use the same team, was to use their dragon team. It didn't work. The Ice Golem absolutely beat the hell out of Elenarl and Nishak. He just pummeled them into the dirt, and it did not work. And Elenarl wasn't that good because there's no poisons on the boss, so it wasn't that helpful. So we're going to bring in instead, we've got Nishak doing the same thing. Nice thing about him is that his bombs don't turn into poisons against the boss, but he will help you to kill the adds quickly. He'll help you kill the waves quickly. And the bombs will still do a lot of damage to the boss. And he also brings decreased attack, which is very useful, though the Ice Golem can cleanse it. I found this to be the scary thing. If that Ice Golem cleanses the decreased attack, and then if he gets one of his revenge hits while the adds are still up, you can just be deleted. We've got Pythion coming in again to keep us alive. Mithrala coming in again for the increased attack for the waves and to keep us alive. Then we're bringing in Walking Tombdrang, who's really good for this, because he has a burn, right? Burn that can't be resisted, AoE. Fantastic. He also brings in a balancing effect to help us heal up and keep our team alive. And then he can activate burns with his A1 too. So he's going to really help us, especially against the boss who takes bonus damage from burns. And give us some extra damage for the waves as well. Then I did throw in a Helicath in a fairly randomy sort of build. Really, he's coming in to give us some extra shielding and then some block damage. I don't think he's really essential, but my idea was... I got killed by revenge hits from the boss a few times, so I threw in Helicath and said, okay, you know what? We'll have block damage up. Hopefully block damage can save us if the boss does his retaliation. So we'll see. In my test runs I did today, I didn't actually see any retaliation hits from the boss. So I don't know if it matters, but something to watch out for. So yeah, we come into the waves. We're going to be slower here compared to the previous one. Like you can see that they're going to get petrified because of Mithrala. So these waves are going to be a bit slower. I feel like this dungeon's going to be tough, right? To kill the waves quickly without dying, it's kind of rough. They also, by the way, do have a fair few Gurgos in these waves, which is kind of nasty. That can come in and they can strip your buffs off. So again, that can be kind of nasty in terms of getting you killed. But we should get through this kind of no problem. We're going to be slowed down by the one Broadmaw got a revive off. You can see there's some freezes and stuff. So... yeah, it will be a little bit slower, but we'll get through. This team definitely needs some refinement. I just think it's going to be quite hard. You'll see when we get to the boss. I think that HP burn is really going to be quite key. So we come to wave 2. They don't have any revivers here, but again, they've got lots of freezers and buff strippers. Kind of annoying. We'll come in. We get the burn right there, which is good. We should be quite safe, though. With Pythion and Mithrala, we should be quite safe. You can see they do hit hard. They do hit hard. And there we go. We're going to get some bombs out, start doing some damage. They seem to have pretty low accuracy. Like, we're getting lots of resistance, and we resists, and we haven't really built much resistance. So I'm not too crazy worried about this. But yeah, you can see it's slow enough getting through these waves. I think that Helicath you could totally replace with something that would kill the waves faster. And that might, maybe Lydia. Maybe Lydia is the way to go. She'd give you a block revive for the boss as well. Just the scary thing is, you start putting out decreased defense and weaken against the boss. You'll see, we get to him now. You're going to up your chance to trigger retaliation. So 2 minutes. We're to the boss in 2 minutes. We get a shield on. And you can see, look at that. That's a big smack. That's coming in. We had a shield. We had strengthen. We've got Pythion passive. And that boss is smacking us pretty hard. This does a lot of damage. He's smacking us again. He's really starting to rip through. So this is what I found pretty tough. Now we've got block damage on. So Helicath and the HP balancing are going to heal us up. Look at Walking Tombdrang. Look at that. It's amazing. He comes in with his A3. Heal reduction. He doesn't care. He just puts everyone to full health because we had one person full health. That's how HP balance works, which is insane. Now look at this. We've got some burns out so far. And look how much destroyed max HP we're getting on these adds. They are absolutely getting ripped apart by those HP burns from Walking Tombdrang. That's why I think that he's going to be so insane here. And you can see whenever these HP burns pop as well, they're doing a lot of damage to this boss. We've killed one add. Yeah, look at that. It's like doing 236k damage every single time. It really adds up. He smacks though. Look at that smack. Absolutely terrifying stuff. We get the no revive, actually. Apparently he wasn't ready. Where he did his cleanse first. Block damage is on. There's the revive. And nice heal. topping us up a little bit. But yeah, this boss is tricky. You can see he's really beasting us. Like, these are not squishy champions. Okay, he is. Nishak is, and you can see how much he's getting ripped apart. But we've got a freaking Pythion. We've got Mithrala. We've got such tanky champions. I think we've Guardian set on him. So this boss does quite a bit of damage. And yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty tough run. We haven't even seen his retaliation hit, but we're not doing too much damage, which is why. Yeah, we'll get through it eventually. The HP burns will come back on, and they do a lot. Unfortunately, because poisons don't work, it just makes this a lot slower, plain and simple. There we go, we're revived. Oh my god, and he's been one shot again. Again, that's through a shield and strengthen and Pythion passive, and he's getting taken out. So yeah, this one is rough. I think this boss more than any of them. Number one, he got a lot of health to get through. I think that's Awakenings are going to help a lot here. The damage reduction from Awakenings to just get your champs through safely. Yeah, I said I'd leave this one to the end because I feel like out of all my teams, this is the less impressive one. But we will get through. We will get through. Eventually, we're going to kill him. That's a big shield from Helicath. Is it enough? We've got increased defense as well. There's a bomb. Good. We take the hit. We survive this time. We've got loads of buffs. We've got block damage. All right. Nishak is going to live at least a little bit longer. We've got bombs out. It's going to speed us up a bit. The cleanse comes out. Of course that does, which pushes us back though. Cursed we are. HP balance. Right. We're full health. We're back on track. The bombs decrease attack. We should be very safe now with the decrease attack. Yeah, there we go. The hit comes in. It does hit hard, but it's not so bad. Heals back on. Right. He'll go down eventually. We should have a burn. There it is. But yeah, this is going to be actually a very slow run, unfortunately. 5 minutes. Yeah. I found this one the hardest. This boss is really hard. Spider was a big puzzle, but I think, Moranix was sort of the key there for me to solving that puzzle. But I do feel like Ice Golem is going to be a tricky boss to farm. But yeah, let me know what you think, guys. We'll show you the builds now in a second as well. Yeah, speed farming, this is tough. It's going to be tough. Very tough. Considering that the block damage didn't really matter here, maybe bringing in more HP burn explosion is the way to go. You can see the damage Drang absolutely pumping with that burn. That burn does so much, 6.4 million. Nishak with 5.5, he's still really good, clears the waves. Maybe I should switch the leader actually and put like Drang as leader for more health. That might work. Something to consider. But yeah, let me show you the builds. And that's basically that. So Mithrala we have seen, but just to recap, these are her stats and her masteries. We've already seen Nishak. These are his stats. So more defense might help him a bit. He was getting beat up. These are his masteries, but he's very stat intensive already. Pythion, these are his stats, and these are his masteries. Then we've Walking Tomb Drang, Guardian set to try help us stay alive. Perception, just because I had it. Just because I have lots of perception gear. I know the accuracy does nothing. I just have perception, right? These coming in 244 speed, 90k health, 3.8k defense. So yeah, kind of beast mode. I think the nice thing about this is that I don't know what the perfect build is for Drang for stage 25. I actually need to go in and do that myself, build a stage 25 Sand Devil team. But I think whatever you build Drang, whatever works for stage 25 Sand Devil, I think it's going to be an amazing build as well for stage 10 of Ice Golem, which is going to be pretty great. He's coming in with just defensive masteries as well, just to keep stuff alive. You could maybe give him more master, but I think you're just risking retaliation hits with that. So I didn't. And then we've got Helicath, who hasn't been mastered. I've not finished him. I threw some random protection gear on him. So I had him running good speed and good defense. And then some random resistance, because why not, I guess. So he's very random. Like I said, I just threw him in there for some extra protection with the block damage. That didn't actually end up mattering. So I feel like he's very replaceable. But at the same time, like, this boss really does throw you a loop. It's pretty tough. So yeah, there you go though, guys. I hope that you enjoyed Deep Dive, looking at every single one of the hard mode bosses. What did you think of the teams? And what did you think of the time? So we have about 3-minute run here for Fire Knight Hard. I thought that was quite accessible, actually. A lot of accessible champions. It's not too bad. The Dragon's Lair, tougher than I expected it to be. Hits very hard. But I think Nishak and Pythion, Mithrala, you've got a really good core there to get through. But it's actually tough. Dragon is tougher, I think, than you expect it to be. Spider's Den was a puzzle. Like I said, I found Moranix was the key. Moranix, open it up. Unfortunately, Kaimar is really good too, but we'll see if we can come up with alternatives. I will be back for more spider stuff. It's one of those bosses where when you can beat it, you can beat it. 34 seconds, like I'm super happy with that. And then Ice Golem was really difficult. 4 minutes was our fastest. 5 minutes often, it seems. This one is rough. I'm not sure exactly how to speed farm it, but yeah, I think that honestly, my impressions, they've done a real good job with these hard mode dungeons. You can see they're 3-star awakened, so we still have room for like at least another 10 levels. I could easily see them adding up to stage 15, up to stage 20, maybe up to 25 even, who the heck knows. I could easily see them adding more hard mode stages in the future to make this tougher, but I think right now, these bosses are actually a really fun challenge. They're very, very tough, but they're doable as well. I think it's good. Like, I feel like with Sand Devil was kind of like, how the hell do I even fight this boss? And it was kind of frustrating. With these dungeons, I think you can go in and you go, I see how I can beat it. It's just very hard, but I see some strategies and I can improve them as I go. So again, they're dungeons, right? I don't think they're supposed to be impossible to beat. It's really supposed to be more about tough to beat, but then the really big challenge is in getting a speed team, getting a team that does it fast and consistent. I think they've done a really good job. I've really enjoyed it. Anyway, look, there we go. I'll catch you all soon, guys. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.